right, on Saturday, our start of our feature race is in Johannesburg, and what a race meeting it's going to be. We're sitting with Mike de Kock. Got a few good runners on the day, and let's start with yours, Mike, in race 4, East Coast.
Yes, we gelded him after the Summer Cup. He's a horse that is threatened to do better than he has. He's got some reasonable form early on in Grade 1 races, and he is only a 2-time winner, but with a high rating. So sometimes they're quite difficult to place, these horses. But since gelding, he's done well. I thought his last run in a mile was a very good run. It was quite a strong form race. He's by the United States, who's a son of Galileo, out of a Delacani mare. The 2-4, in theory, on paper, should be no problem.
And I think should get the trip.
Yeah, there's quite a good turnaround of the weights with the favourite. So I think he's a runner. Again, the question mark would be the trip. But given his pedigree, I doubt whether he won't get it,
Then we go race 6. You've got half the field there with all your fillies in the Wilgebos fillies guineas over a mile, race 6. Let's start with the top filly. Give me another.
Yeah, she's done absolutely nothing wrong. I mean, to be honest, I've been quite surprised as to how every time you faced her with something stronger, she's really taken a big leap in form. Her last win against Feather Boa, albeit getting 7 kilos, but I mean that was her weight for age, was a very big win, and Feather Boa's bring some strong form lines in with her. So she's obviously the one to beat. The draw is not in our favour. There's always got to be something to irritate you when you've got these decent horses. But hopefully she can overcome that. I'm going to leave it to JPR. It's not a kind of filly that I'd like to give him any instructions. He knows her very well enough. Prep's been good. I can't fault it.
Yeah, number 2, Silver Sanctuary, great run down in Cape Town. Came back fresh and well. I would think so. So it must be a big run as well, Mike.
Yeah, I think so. Again, sort of minimum trip as we thought in Cape Town. And she just got going late. Beach Bomb won a very good race. Came out franked the form. So the form is really good. So I'm dead keen to see how this form stacks up. She's a kind of filly, if she wins the first leg, that can go all the way, because she has the ability to go. Definitely the 1800 is going to be more her game, and the 2-4 will not be a problem whatsoever. So she's an interesting runner. She's in a good space. Bonnet has done her form no harm. Beach Bomb done her form no harm. She definitely is a filly she's tough. She's one they got to watch.
Then the little grey filly, White Pearl, the trier in the stable. She puts her ears down and tries her best.
Yeah, this little filly's all heart. I still think her best trip is 1400. We've got to obviously try, given the quality of the field, you've got to try the mile. I mean, I'm not saying she didn't get the mile against Another Russia. I mean, Give Me Another. That was obviously a good run for sure, given that she was beaten by her. There's not much between her and Let's Go Now, but I think she's flat to the boards at a mile.
But she tries her heart out.
She has got such heart. She's such a, she's small. There's not much of her. But one thing about her, you get an honest run.
Then we go to number 7, Champagne Cocktail. You obviously started off in a mile and she won, and now the professors were saying the last time she could win. What do you make?
I was amazed last time that people were tipping her with confidence when, if I thought she could win a 1400, I would have started in a 1400 in a maiden. Now she was all of a sudden in a listed race, and she was being tipped to win. She started over 1700 and then went to an 1800. The 1400 was way too short. Obviously, with we had to change tack a little bit with the race being cancelled the last time and reopened for the next week, and then they reopened the noms too, which I don't believe was the right decision. But be that as it may, this filly's, the further she goes, the better she's going to be. Again, I still think the mile is too short for her, as the 1400 was. She doesn't quite have the speed as the 1 and 2 have. But again, if she goes well, yeah, she can go all the way. 1800 is going to be way better for her. 2-4 is going to be right down her alley. I think she's going to be a filly that stays well.
And then we got number 8, Mary's Green Light. She always pops up there. She can always put her head up in the firing line with her.
Yeah, look, I think it's an optimistic entry anyway. She drew well, so we took our chances. But it would be a surprise to see her win.
Perfect. Then we go to race 7, the Gauteng Colts Guineas. And you have Give Me Another Chance. I thought he ran a okay run after he got gelded, but I'm expecting a massive improvement from him, Mark.
There will be a lot of improvement. He was a rig, so he had to have an op. He had to be under GA for the gelding. So it wasn't straightforward. We ran out of a little bit of time. You give them a bit of a break, and then the rain comes, you miss work, all that kind of thing. So he needed it badly last time. Moved through the 400 pretty well, and then blew up. A lot of improvement expected.
Because
big difference here is the draw.
Yeah, because he's got the form with all the most of the 3-year-olds in the race.
He's got the form, most definitely. He's got the draw. Given the way he runs, I think the draw is very important for him. If we can just get a little bit of cover, because he's quite a rank horse. He wants to do too much. So if he can have 1 or 2 to follow him, that would be a first prize. I mean, it's I wouldn't be the strongest guineas I've ever seen. I think the 1 and 2 are standouts, absolutely.
Yeah.
One doesn't know of the low-rated few improvers there may be in the race. You never know with them. Maybe there's a big plus sign against their ratings. But certainly the 1 and 2 look tough horses.
And then we go to race 8, a Pinnacle Stakes. You got 3. Let's start with Dave the King.
Dave the King gelded. So this is his first run back. He's a much calmer, quieter, easier to handle. Not that he was tough to handle, but he used to really sort of pull and lug and all that kind of thing. So now he's a lot better for it, that's for sure. It was a long time in coming. His form in Joburg of late has been sort of average. But again, in Joburg you find the longer stretches, so that his style of running not really suited to Joburg as opposed to Gravel. Turffontein's a whole different ballgame. But I'm hoping now that he's a gelding that we can actually give him a chance and see him run on, rather than getting out there oiling and just
fading.
getting pipped. Yeah.
Then we've got Safe Passage, great run behind Royal Victory in the Summer Cup. He always seems to run fresh over a mile as well. 1400.
Look, this being a 14 is way too short for him. He's prepping to go horse chestnut premiers, so I don't see him threatening anybody here. But again, I must say that I think probably 60-70% of this field is prepping for something.
For something, exactly. Then we've got Hamdinger, 1400-meter specialist, I should say. I think her last run trying to tuck her in maybe didn't work out that well for her.
No, it didn't work. We tried to do what she actually ran on well in behind in the mile. I think Petra Manzani won it. Yeah, she kicked on quite well, coming from off the pace, but we were almost forced given the draw that day. She's well suited. She's fit. This is her game. I think she's one of 2 or 3 in the race that are pretty suited to the distance and look like racing fit.
And then we go race 9. You've got 2 runners, last race of the race. Let's go with Silver Hunt. Not disgraced in his couple of runs.
Yeah, I mean, if one looks back at the form now, while it was a disappointing run at the time,
looks like a good run.
Looks like a good run now, because that form's worked out quite well with a few winners coming out of that, and of course behind Give Me Another. But I would think she's probably a run short of her best. We gave her a bit of a break after that run, so I think she'll come on with it. The other filly is Woodland Glade. Yeah, she's also just been a trifle disappointing. Her last run wasn't too bad needing it. She needed it quite badly. But
she let him just fade. It just faded out of it.
Faded the last bit. Yeah, she's a bit keen in the way she runs. But I think it's one of those one of those races where you've actually
It's
got
not
to
a-
load, you've got to load up, in my opinion.
It's not a. It's. I think you can make a case for at least 5 out of the 10 that you can.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the favourite will obviously be the 3. It was an impressive winner last time, a good debut, and kicked on well and won. I liked the way she won last time. So I think what beats her wins. If you're not bankering her, you've got to
Load up.
fill up, yeah.